Getting a better transition from the big stones to the fine sand, I'm using a little bit smaller gravel. It makes a little bit natural look. Put some of this forest sand inside on the border line of the soil and of the sand. So to give them, first to avoid that the mix between the sand and the soil is too extreme, and second, it gives the whole layout a little bit more natural touch. So you can imagine that these are big stones between small sand. Normally it must be the seaside. This is the seaside and this is the coastline. So now we start to plant the tank, and like I explained it at the beginning, I only choose normally very flat plants. Between 4 and 5 sorts. I decided later how much really. So the first thing I want to show is Richa fluitans. You know Richa? The normally floating plant. Thanks to Mr. Amano, he was the first who have the idea to put this floating plant underwater and make it available to plant to grow underwater. We have used yesterday Richa line, so I show it with a moss line. But for Richa, I will prefer when you take a Richa line or a very tiny fishing line, because a Richa is not possible to attach on the stone, so you have to keep them underwater. I think I'll make it like this. So I take Richa and the small stone, like this, put them on the stone, and then I take the line, normally, please remember, fishing line or Richa line. And so we have I don't know if you can see it, maybe 50 stones, 1 hour. If you want to make only this aquarium with Richa stones, you will need at least 200 pieces. And not the most important, not too big one, mixed with small one. Plant on the borderline of the two different kind of soil. The best is when you have squared stones, so we can make it like a chess field. But sometimes the stones are long. The most important when you use Richa is the maintenance. You can have Richa carpets with 20 centimeter height, no problem. But this is very dangerous because in any time it comes up. So normally, if you want to have a long time Richa carpet, never try to get them never higher than 5 centimeter, 6 centimeter. And that's the problem. Sometimes you have to cut them at least every 2 weeks, sometimes every week when it's growing very fast. And yeah, the problem is the tiny leaves, not leaves, but if you cut them, they're floating the whole aquarium, and you have to clean them with a net or something else. It's a little bit much work than normally cutting for plants. If you see, you see, normally I never use any water in the aquarium before I finish with the planting. I do this in this way. I do this in every aquarium I set up. Also in the 10,000 liter aquarium last week. Set up the aquarium with the dry layout, put on the plants, fill up with water. Even in the same thing. And now the most important, the spraying, especially when you have water plants. So this was the first plant. Okay, we came to the next. Okay, choose. So hairgrass. This is Eleocharis parvula. This is the real submerged version of Echinodorus parvula, Eleocharis parvula. This is a small dwarf hairgrass. And this is the immerse version. So it's completely different.
Yeah.
So I try in this case I want to make a mix. So I want small in front and big behind. So and you can, when you have a rest of this stone wool on the plant, it's not necessary for the system. No problem. I cut a little bit the roots. So, and the most important, when I want the dwarf version, I cut the leaves. So, you can put in with a pincet. This is the most important tool for a setup aquarium like this. It's possible to plant some of the Eleocharis or other plants between the richer stones. So now it's follow the richer grow together with the Eleocharis, and the Eleocharis with the roots keep the richer also down.
Yeah.
This is a synergy, something else effect. So then I have here I have prepared some of the Eleocharis. Again, the cutted version and the normal version. The normal version, I blend it more behind and I cut it in front. So we're getting more not three-dimensional, but you have the same plant in the small version in front and the big behind. It looks much better. You can do this like this, but it's stupid. Huh? So the small one in front, so I put some, so it can after every plant you have to spray a little bit. It goes without saying that if you have more material, it's much more easier than you have only 2 pots, and because the whole system is much more stable and the plants grow much more faster together. Just here in front a little bit. You don't have to scare about the ink from the newspaper. So, and at the end, we have a nice Tropica packing foil. I use it every time, put in it. So, put in it. Zack, zack, zack. And now we can prepare